Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is an entry onto the European Snus playlist. That playlist will be linked at the end of this video in a pop-up, as will the last review of that playlist, which was the first product from Artisan. Artisan, this one, the Espresso, is the second of four. So the product is out of Sweden, thus the Euro Snus playlist, but this project has come about due to Snoopy, as Snoopy.com, for those that are familiar, many of you will be. So this is something he's put together. This is the second one. I did the dark vanilla this past week. It was excellent. That will be the other pop-up besides the playlist. And then we will be doing two more of these after this one. This is the Espresso, and for detail, we will be going to the desk. Okay, and here we are. So what you're looking at is the basically standard snus can as far as the Europeans are concerned. So you have a sticker on top of a plastic lid on a plastic can. Now, after my last review of this, I did realize about the catch cup or the catch lid, and I will be going over that momentarily. As soon as I realized about it, I was like, wow, you know what? I'm probably hearing about this all over the comments section. So I checked into YouTube, and of course I was hearing about it all over the comments section. So we will touch on that this time. So you have a sticker. It is in sort of a darkish brown fade to black going up this way. All right. The background graphic would most likely, I'm guessing, be a coffee bean. All right. There is a tiny little portrait profile. I'm not sure if that's Snoopy or not. I keep forgetting to pull the magnifying glass for that, but that'd be sort of amusing if it was. And as I said, it is on a plastic lid, and that is the norm for snus products in Europe. Going around to the side, you have the flavor and a Swedish warning label, basically going around the entirety of the can, or at least they tried. It's original portion, so this is not going to be a white portion. The product will have been staining the pouches, and real small there you can see by Snoopy. Over here we are doing tobacco origin is Guatemala, India, and USA. Strength is Stark. Approved by actual name of Snoopy. Stark. Forgot to look that one up. I am sorry, but that is the strength. It is Stark. Going to the back, we have more gibberish in a warning label type format. We have the company. We have by Snoopy, which is basically the only thing you can read on that. And let's see if we can get that. Okay, so over here it's saying it's 18 total grams and it is 20 portions. And since this will be what I would consider a small batch product, that is why, part of the reason why I did not realize about the catch lid, because I did not feel the need to go through the can and actually count. Had I gotten to the bottom of the can, I would have realized what you're about to see. So it is being labeled on the back not as Stark, but Strong. Large portion. 3 dots, I'm guessing, out of 4. And then down here in writing real low above this black line, which is above the barcode, it is saying made in Sweden, and it's being made by the snus company, Sweden. All right. You have a batch number and a manufacturer date and best before, or yeah, something. Anyway, so it was manufactured on the 11th of August 2022, and it is good through the 11th of August 2023. So he sent me some ridiculously fresh stuff since this came like 2 weeks ago. Anyway, so what I was talking about with the catch lid is usually they are incorporated into the lid of the can. But not this one. This one is incorporated into the back of the can. And there is the Snus Factory Sweden's Lion Rampant, Dragon Rampant, something with possible wings that you don't want to run into in a dark alley in Sweden, if you ever find yourself in Sweden. Which, if you do, something's probably already gone horribly wrong. Turn back now. So that is the catch lid. This is for used portions. It is, it's a relatively good size. I mean, they're not huge. They are meant to be, you know, it's something. Normally, in the past, I have not used catch lids unless I was jammed up in some way. Had to be extremely discreet or whatnot. But they're nice to have. They're nice. The option is nice to have there. So, with that all said, let me snap that back on, and let's see if this thing will cut for me. Oh, and this one, was it last week that I had a problem, or was that another product altogether? This one's cutting really nice. Okay. And that is what you're looking at. So, basically, you have a slightly elongated, thinner pouch. Like, think Grizzly pouch, think Copenhagen pouch. Unlike the Grizzly, though, this would have originally been an off-white. The staining you see is from the tobacco. Now, moisture I cannot tell through my hand. I can feel a little bit, though, on my lip. So, original portion, the white portions are the ones that are really dry. Original portions tend to have a little more moisture. They are the ones that I tend to lean towards if I am, in fact, using Snus. Now, let me see, because I think I'm smelling this stuff coming off the can. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay, so you got a pretty darn rich coffee smell. I am not a coffee drinker myself, so anything along those lines registers as coffee, okay? Could it be espresso? I guess, but, you know, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the difference between the smell of espresso and the smell of coffee. I don't even know if there is a difference, to tell you the truth. So I'm going to pop one of these in. They're pretty plump pouches. Now, they are a little bit longer. They do have the seam running down the back, just like a pouch out of your dip can. You can see it on this because it's being stained. They got two ends. That almost looks like it's stamped on that end, but I can't imagine what they'd be stamping it with. I'm going to throw one of these in my upper lip so as to not offend the Snoobmeister. And then, sorry, Snoop, I had to do that. I'll get the camera back upright. Okay. Okay, and I am back. How about that? So I got it right here. Might move it a little bit farther around the side. They're pretty discreet. They are actually larger by Snus standards, European Snus standards. They are the larger bags. Their moisture's higher, which is why you see the bag being stained. Originally, those bags would have been like a cottage white and off-white, all right? They're not brown material, bag material, such as Grizzly's pouches, all right? They'd be more in line with like a Copenhagen pouch color-wise. They are thinner and slightly elongated. Not as elongated as you would think, because I've actually put them up against pouches. The seams at the ends tend to be shorter usually, and because they're thinner this way, it gives an exaggerated impression that they're a lot longer. They're really not. This is It's pretty discreet for a larger size pouch. Now, are these the largest European pouches I've ever... No, they're not the largest I've had, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't offhand tell you what was larger. I do know I've had them. That said, they are pretty good sized. They are moist by their standards. This has a definite coffee essence, flavor-wise, coming almost immediately into the mouth. Now, he sent me this stuff, and as I said before, and I'd like to reiterate again, this was paid for product. Okay, the channel did pay for this. All right. But he sent it out like bang, like right away. And he must have just gotten stuff in right when he sent it out, because I mean, this stuff, when this came in, this is the third one. This might be the 31st now. Is it the 31st? Yeah, it's the 31st now. When this came in, it was probably somewhere around maybe the 18th. So this stuff was made like 7 days before I got it, which is like absolutely insane. Coffee is good. I don't dislike the flavor of coffee or coffees, different type of coffee drinks. It doesn't agree with me usually. So that's why I drink the Pepsi Max or whatever they're calling it this year. And I have another hot beverage that I go to before coffee. So flavor-wise, as far as coffees go, espresso, this, that, and the next, I'm not going to be able to really gauge. It tastes like coffee to me. This is something that's coffee. And the flavor was pretty darn soon after I put it in. Nicotine would seem to be there. Definitely. Not a question in my mind. There was contact. I don't want to call it burn, but it was... There was mouthfeel on the contact where the pouch was coming in contact with my gum and my lip. Now, as I said, it's right up there. I always feel very self-conscious putting stuff up there, but I don't think it's overly noticeable. I'm not spitting. With something quality like this, I don't even have a spittoon here as backup. And I do usually have one around if I'm not sure about a product. Heck, I have a mud jug around sometimes, depending on the nasal stuff I'm doing, in case I get some ridiculous bad drip. And yeah, so no need for that here. It's not creating a lot of saliva. There isn't really anything to spit, even if you wanted to. And that, I think part of that is what dippers don't like about snus. A lot of dippers, a surprising percentage, if you will, like the whole spitting aspect. I'm not saying they're spitting all over sidewalks and the interiors of their cars, but in the right receptacle, that's part of what they associate the experience with. And snus, you just don't. I mean, real snus, good snus, quality product like this, you just don't need to. I don't think I have anything spit even if I wanted to. Flavor's coming in stronger now, but it's mellow. You got to remember, anything coming out of European, is going to be a lower level flavor experience. All right. They think the European, from the European perspective of American products, and it doesn't matter whether it's soda pop or this, that, or the next, is that Americans are used to exaggerated flavors that are overly sweet. Okay? And Americans, from the American perspective, Europe, yeah, that's where you go if you want bland stuff. And both sides are, in effect, sort of right. It just depends on your perception of it. So this has been my review of There we go. Because someday I will figure out the new camera's angles. Artisan Espresso. Sound product in the can. Can is up to industry standards and has a fairly good appearance because the can is black and the banding and front sticker is chocolate, so it all works well. It's a good looking product and it's a quality product. All right. If snus is your thing, you definitely want to check it out. Okay. You can go to artisansnus.com. All right. And they will let you know there where you would go about buying it. Okay. So I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves. And as always, God bless.